sit on this, put my legs up, lure in, and as soon as they go down, yes, cookie, 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 toss off, right? And so then come back through. And sometimes you have to get your legs up a little higher because they're uncomfortable going under. She was uncomfortable at first, so I stacked two things, my two little square things. I'll go grab them.
Yeah.
And so as she comes through, they go down, yes, cookie, cookie, cookie. And again, I'm not putting a verbal on it. It's not predictable yet. Just as soon as they drop, yes, 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 get it, and then we start the game again, okay? So, so basically, you're somewhat shaping it with going under the legs, okay? So let me go grab a couple of those, and then we can try that and see if that works.
There we go.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, through.
Okay, Everest. Okay. Everest, this way.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
So then, now he's starting to get more comfortable coming through, right?
Right.
So then when he comes through this time,
Okay.
good. Come in. Tell me when the butt's down.
Nope, still not down.
He's eating cookies.
Oh. Not down.
So he's not ready yet.
Yeah.
He just needs to go through a couple times.
Couple times.
Yep. So
And
just
then
do this several times,
times.
and then
Oh,
you can
okay.
make it lower and lower so he's crawling.
Crawling, and
Yep,
then he'll.
and then he'll start to lay down. So I asked him for their sit, and then I go into game mode. So I'm in game, break, and so then I give a break. So, or you can say 3, break. So it's like 3, take a step, 2, take a step, 1, take a step, release. And so I'm releasing them to me, but I'm building my distance as I do it. So dog is in sit, I'll take a step, 3, release, get it. And so you know my release is always verbal, right? Statute. So you can move around, move around, move around, take a couple steps, and release. But I release statute. And so just think of 3, 2, 1. As you get further out, you can take more steps in between. And now you're adding tons and tons of distance with a game on your sits, and you're building your sit. All right. So dog and sit, and you want to do it dog on right and dog on left. So dog and sit. We're going to go out, stop, release, to cookie. Then the second time, take 2 steps. You'll maybe need to build it over time, but dog and sit, game stance. Now I'm in session. I'm in like 3, 2, release, right, and then cookie, and then you do it 3, 2, 1, and then just build and build and build. And you can build 20, 30 feet out with this game by taking multiple steps with your game stances. So you're making motion, you're building distance, and it's a fun game. You can play it with cookies and or toys, but play a lot, because we want to make sure they understand that the sit, no matter where you're at, you sit until I release you, and you're building a lot of distance with motion up until you release. So, all right, let's all come out and do this exercise. Oops, you took your eyes off of me. We did it. Good. So now with toys. Okay, get it. Good. Super. You want to do it?
She didn't answer me.
Oh,
I sent it
okay.
through Messenger and I sent her a
Oh,
text.
that's okay. Look, are you just videoing?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, the triangle game is to create an understanding of you don't go to the toy unless they say get it. And so I start pretty close. So toy, handler, dog, and you can mix it up. But first, I'm going to do a recall to me. So come front, and then I'll take the collar, redirect, get it, and you can either play or play, and or give a treat, and then ready, get it, and then play. Okay. So then you're back in your triangle. Ready? Get it, get it. They should direct right to the toy. So that's step 1. Step 2 is to build your triangle out. Step 3 is to make your triangle very slender. Okay, so dog's going to be here. They're practically moving across the toy. So with your recall. So if dog is,
Use the yellow pad. Yeah. That's the new dog, the yellow dog.
this is little Z. So now my triangle's really slender. Come front, right? So, and then redirect. Get it, get it. You really want to build this to where they're going over the toy. If you don't say get it, they shouldn't get it. They should come to you. So you want to build those verbals. I build strong verbals right at the beginning when they're puppies. So I'm building strong verbals before we get all to the agility equipment. And I want to make sure that they understand that, get it. Okay? All right, coming out. The other thing I used inside was an air purifier machine, right? So what we want to do is just be neutral. If dog is on left, they're going to go to the right. If they're on right, they're going to go to the left. That just becomes the norm. And so we're going to have hand and collar, toy here, and just ready, release, and then play. And so I usually release the toy down and play. So ready, and play. Okay? So what we're doing is we're just teaching to go up and around, both sides, and then you can build some distance back and slowly fade this. Okay? The other thing that I do is shape it, but let's do this first. I've found that when we do this a couple of times, even though we've done our, what's that game? The game with the Tupperware game.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So they're understanding that,
Yeah.
but now we're changing the picture. We're not sitting on the ground, we're standing, right? And so I like to come back to this and then play. And so once it's predictable, you can go ahead and put your wrap command on it, your collection cue command on it, whatever that might be. And because that will be ultimately your collection cue that we're building, okay? And then we're gonna come back and shape it, completely shape it, and then we're gonna shape double wraps, etc. But I like to start this way, okay? All right, coming out. I have 3 cones.
Is the collection cue, is it different than what we would use in a game?
Ready? Yes, good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Done.
You good girl. Yes, you are.
So we're starting the game with the ready.
Ready.
Yes,
Good.
girl. And then run out of it. And just the leash is knocking it over. Moving into inside circle work. This is teaching collection. It's a little bit more difficult. So we just want to build value for continuing on the inside circle, and it's a little bit harder just because the collection is required. But I don't introduce this initially until we've built enough value for the outside seam, and now we're introducing the inside seam. Okay, so start moving forward versus doing a front cross initially. You're making it much more difficult than it needs to be. We're just doing a semicircle or a large circle with the dog on the inside. So you're not doing any drastic turns at this point. We're just teaching them the inside seam work. Perfect, Cindy. Oops, lost you. But that was good how you started. Good job. Good job, Cindy.
Okay.
You don't have to do a turn, Diane.